it can be difficult. But okay, so Forsen gets a really good matchup here. He gets to play his Zoo against the Warrior.
Yeah, he's gonna be pretty happy about that. Of course, that means that his mage will still have to go up against Warrior. If he wins this, the Zoo will win, of course. And then maybe, you know, the Control Warrior will end up getting the matchup it's looking for.
Yeah, the matchup is by no means like a very one-sided, and it's not impossible for the Control Warrior. But he's really demanding on the Control Warrior side of draws, because there's a lot of like legendary cards that are simply too slow to ever get played. So you can almost at times you can count the dead cards in the Warrior's hand, and it can be quite a few.
Yeah, I'm looking at 3 right now.
Yeah, there's like Big Game Hunter is like pretty awful, and Dr. Boom Sylvanas, those might be too late.
I mean, if he picks up a War Axe, he's gonna come back. The shield block lets him cycle a little bit more, you know, buys him a little bit of time, but that's a dead hand. This is exactly what we were talking about a moment ago.
Yeah, like that's it. It's really hard to come back from this. The fiery Winax, once again, like the difference between having it and not having it against an aggressive deck like this, it's so huge.
Alright, he gets the Acolyte of Pain, that's going to draw him 1 card. Again, getting closer to the weapon, but the Void Caller could potentially, for Forsen, you know, get Mal'Ganis out early, which would finally make that BGH relevant for ShtanUdachi. He might be tempted to play BGH for tempo, though.
I kind of would like to defend a little bit more there, actually, because next turn he could have just dropped like the Void Caller with the Void Walker to guarantee that he gets the Mal'Ganis out of it. Because the defender would also let him like keep alive there. Well, this is gonna work out pretty awesome, to be honest, but
yeah. I mean, ShtanUdachi was pretty far behind, but it's looking like he's gonna be able to hold off the aggression a bit and potentially swing it back in his favor. I don't know. It's so difficult even because Belchers don't quite kill anything.
No, and he needs a brawl. I mean, there's no other way that he can clear this board after the like Void Walker, the Imp King boss, all those guys come down. There's absolutely no other way to.
Yeah, it's super well played here by Forsen as well, because he damages his Void Caller, which tempts his opponent to execute, and he's also developing one of the minions that he doesn't want to see out of the Void Caller. So that's pretty sweet.
Sylvanas Windrunner, always a powerful card, but he's still missing that brawl. How much damage is this?
I mean, I think you might just ignore her, right?
Yeah,
There's absolutely no reason. Unless Brawl hits, you're pretty much golden.
Yeah, you absolutely ignore it at this point. Alright, StarSeries not only needs to draw the Brawl, but he also needs to get very lucky with it. I don't know, it's probably not even enough.
So, you kill the Void Caller, its Death Rattle triggers, brings out Mal'Ganis, Sylvanas steals Mal'Ganis, and then you win.
Something like that, yeah, but that's like so unlikely. He didn't even draw that card.
You could still go for the Sylvanas play and then pick up Mal'Ganis behind Belcher and Armorsmith.
Right.
That should do it.
Yeah, because the Void Caller was played before the Sylvanas was, so the Void Caller will Death Rattle first, which means that the Mal'Ganis gets pulled before the Sylvanas Death Rattle happens, and he has that 1 in 7 chance to steal it.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but it's like his chances are looking pretty slim. But if he can do it, then that's great. The problem is, you know, if he doesn't steal Mal'Ganis, then he's just taking way too much damage. I mean, he can BGH shit, of course, but he really doesn't get anything.
You could have considered like playing the Cruel Taskmaster on the... Oh.
Man, it was so close. I thought it was going to the far right, but it was actually far right to the egg.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Distant sides, but that's not gonna do it. With that power overwhelming. Well, oh, hold on, how much is that? It's
yeah, it's lethal.
6-7, yeah, it's exactly lethal. It's exactly 12 damage right here, even without any buff draws. And there's the Gormoksen.
Oh, he's actually 1 off lethal without it.
Was he?
Yeah, that's right, because he actually said 7 plus 4. Well, Gormok comes to save the day.
You're right. I was thinking about Doomguard for some reason.
Yeah.
So it's like 5.
So Forsen will take the game. This is exactly the textbook Zoo versus Control Warrior, where the Warrior doesn't have the War Axe. I mean, this is as old as Hearthstone, basically.
It can be difficult even with the Fiery Vortex because of the amount of like those, well, like we mentioned, like those are unplayable or too slow legendary cards. But without the Fiery Vortex, it feels completely helpless.
Yeah, I have to wonder though about the chances like of Forsen. Is he ever gonna get locked on a mage? My guess is if ShtanUdachi gets the handlock to face off against the druid and wins, and then the freeze mage has no handlock to target, it could be possibly what loses Forsen the series. And this is exactly the matchup that ShtanUdachi wants to win. This is probably the most important one.
If he wins this one, ShtanUdachi, even though the score would only be 2-2, just the fact that Forsen has that freeze mage and ShtanUdachi would have Druid and the warrior remaining. Those are both extremely favored against the freeze mage. Those are like the two bad matchups in the game.
So I have to ask you, do you think the Living Roots here was worth it? And the reason I ask this is because if there's a coil, the turn 1 from the Warlock is now useful, whereas sometimes on turn 1 they have nothing to do, of course, right?
I don't know. It felt like the Living Roots doesn't really accomplish anything. So maybe not, but
it's working out for him, of course, but...
Well, that's a roar. So maybe with the roar he can get like a trade. But if there's a coin Twilight Drake, like in theory he could just roar and trade everything in. But I mean, that doesn't feel great.
Yeah, I might just... Do you keep pushing ever? I don't think so, because you're never gonna go through the Drake if you don't.
I mean, those Living Roots, if he goes to space with those, they are adding up to 6 damage already, so I guess it was worth it in the end.
Yeah, I think the reason he played it this way is because you're unlikely to get good value out of 2 damage on a handlock, and just because of that, it's not because it's great, it's just because it's the least bad value.
It's not getting any better. It's not great, but it's not getting any better either.
Yeah. Alright, well that makes sense then. Forsen's play is definitely the right one, I think. If he calls one of those, then so be it, but if he doesn't, then you're further ahead. And he is pretty far ahead considering he hasn't played a single ramp card, and he hasn't actually played a single minion. All he played is Living Roots.
Yeah. The Emperor, oh my goodness.
This is going to be the winning card, I think, today.
It might be. I mean, it's still not looking too great, and we know that ShtanUdachi has plenty of taunt cards, and those Twilight Drakes, like there's no silence for Forsen, so he might not be able to get through those Drakes, but potentially that could be turn 6 Emperor into a turn 7 Force of Nature Savage Roar.
Yeah. So he doesn't mind playing into the Molten, because if Molten falls down, he wins right away with a Roar.
Right.
Pretty much every single time. At least almost right away. So if he taunts up here...
I probably will.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. It's too risky, right? If like even double Roar hits, or an Innervate play could hit as well.
Yeah, double Roar would actually be lethal if he didn't taunt up. Oh, no, well, no, after... Ooh!
Okay, no, this is absolutely insane for Forsen. Okay, how do you play this out? So there's one Drake with 7 health, one with 3. Next turn, you're getting the combo baseline. You can't innervate the swipe, though. You're a little short of doing it.
I can't quite do it, but it's like...
That's so close.
Oh, pretty interesting. Like those double swipes, they give him some reach. I mean, obviously, like one heal, but negates the damage if those are just going for phase.
Yeah, but that's the upside, I guess, is that even though the heal bot's negated, without a heal bot, you'd usually just win. And you're negating the heal bot as a druid by doing this. It's kind of like...
I mean, that's something, yeah.
Oh, well, that's convenient, I guess.
Power swipe. No, it's not that great here. Probably just like Drake and hero, but you obviously you're not like comboing into those.
Would you... I have this play where I think you could Azure Drake and face tank the Drake. And so that the double swipe will take it down next turn, but I'm not sure if it's worth it.
It might not be worth it, because then that Drake is just trading into the... I mean, that Twilight Drake would just be trading into the Azure Drake, and then you kind of take 5 damage for no reason, I suppose. But if there is... I
mean, you could just innervate swipe here to kill Drake. That way you keep the Azure Drake.
Good. I mean, he kind of doesn't need the innervate, I suppose.
Yeah, with Emperor Thorsten already having been played, he can already do, you know, Force of Nature, Savage Roar, swipe on turn 10, and keeping the Innervate doesn't give him the extra one. So I think playing Innervate here might be the right play, because it's letting your Drake live more often than not.
Like, it's not perfect, but you don't need the Innervate necessarily.
Yeah.
I like the Innervate swipe on the Drake actually a lot.
He's gonna go for it.
Like, one Dark Bomb was already casted as well, so there's a chance that the Twilight Drake is even gonna stick around.
Yeah, I'm liking this play from Forsen. It's pretty methodical. Oh, double coil for Shtan is gonna give.
I think a lot of players would not have done that, because it kind of like wastes some like mana and. Yeah,
it feels inefficient. So Shtan not going for the heal bot double coil. I think he's just dead. That's it.
He's dead.
Yeah, Shtan playing way too greedily there. He should have coiled. Like double coil to kill the Drake after trading with the defender. I'm surprised he did not play around combo. We're not even talking about
if
a
they discontinued-
crazy...
Even if one of the combo pieces was in the hand when the Emperor was played, that would have been lethal. But I guess like the power level of I wouldn't still call it like a strictly a mistake because the power level of this play, in case that there's like no other swipe, you just clear it off easily, or if there's no combo, like it would given him like put him in a good spot basically.
Right.
But any spells would, or almost any spells would punish him there. So, and that's what happened.
Well, Shtan playing a little bit greedily with the handlock. The Druid did take the win, so Forsen's looking, you know, there's one bad matchup, which is obviously the Control Warrior. The Druid is one that could be difficult, but you can pull it off. The handlock is usually a free win as Freeze Mage, I think, because they can't quite keep up. They can't heal enough, right?
I would call it quite a free win. Like if you play something like a low tap and double heal, but double heal but is kind of standard right now. But low tap is, well, if you look at my handlock list, it's like core. I play it every time, but not everyone does. So if there's no low tap, then I think that the freeze mage has a big advantage.
Alright, so we're going to go through a lot of armor pass in this game, guys. Just want to warn you in case you expected some kind of high-action Hearthstone. You're at the wrong place at the wrong time right now.
Like, should we talk about something else?
I mean, we could start discussing the weather. I had a lightning storm yesterday. What about you?
Lightning storm? Oh man, that sucks.
Yep.
I don't know, like winter is coming in here. The summer in Finland is pretty nice, but it's pretty short, and now it's like over. Sad times.
Yeah. Game of Thrones style.
Yeah. Now Finland is like approaching the point of what people like usually think about it, like when you go to work or school and it's like polar bears crossing the street.
Oh god.
Oh,
this is insane. The imagery is just too good. It's just too good. So ShtanUdachi is actually just gonna re-equip the axe. He doesn't care about using it because he's weapon clogged with that Deathbite.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. I mean, it's not a good firework. It's not getting any better. Like, might as well play. There's no reason to hold on to it. So.
Yeah, and Forsen did pick up two of the most important pieces. He's missing the Emperor Thorsen with a bunch of cheap spells to just possibly win the game. And I say possibly because keep in mind, with the advent of Justicar Trueheart, I think a lot of people agree that play Freeze Mage, the matchup has gone from like 80-20 to like 90-10.
Right. It's like what you want in this matchup as the Freeze Mage is you want the Emperor and you want as many Frostbolts and Icelands as possible.
Exactly, but he has one Frostbolt, so it's not looking too bad at this point.
I think the hand is above average on the Freeze Mage of things, but it's still probably not good enough.
Yeah, shield block again, putting him further and further away. I mean, you dig through your deck to find Justicar, and then you just equip, and then you just armor up every turn, and there's no way you lose.
Right. Alright, barrier gets popped. Sure.
Such excite! Such excite!
Forsen is down to 31 HP while StarLadder at 36.
Oh, Savit, you sound so depressed. Are you okay? Are you gonna make it through this game, Savit?
I'm okay.
Okay. By the way, I meant to ask you, your name, do you pronounce it Yana? Like,
Janne?
Janne? Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm going to eventually get it. It's like all these Slavic pronunciation.
Wow.
Okay, crazy shield slam right there. Actually, was it a good shield slam? I guess it was.
I guess it was fine. I mean, you need it later. He doesn't have a one for like a big threat now, though.
That's what I was wondering.
One Emperor off from like making a decent play, which would still make him be behind. But
I think he's got to fireball the Emperor here. Even though it kind of sucks to use your... Okay, he's just gonna opt for the... I better get every burn to go to the face.
Yeah, he's trying to
set up a flame strike.
As much as possible. He has the flame strike for next turn.
Yeah, into an armor smith. That's not gonna end well.
Oh man,
it's fine. Yes, you do what you can, right, as Freeze Mage. But I like that he's hedging his bets because by pinging the Emperor and setting up a flame strike and not wasting the fireball, he's giving himself the best chance of maybe taking it. Whereas otherwise, there's almost no chance. It's still very dangerous. I mean, that Ysera is gonna get a lot of cards.
Yeah, for sure.
There's nothing Forsen can do about it for now. Oh well, You could try that, but
Strike. Let's see. Maybe there's a Doomsday. Oh.
yeah, that's a pretty okay card.
Not bad.
More armor for Shtan. It's kind of funny though because it's not as slow as I thought. Shtan has been able to put on a lot of heat, so Forsen might just die faster than I expected to.
Yeah, the Shredder is actually like it put a lot of pressure on. Shredder is such a cool card. I mean, in some ways. In other ways, it's not that cool because there's sometimes the Death Rattle makes the player win who's not supposed to win the game, but like it's a card that you can kind of put in any deck. It's not that common to see in a warrior, but it still works even in there.
Alright, so Forsen's not holding on to the Iceland's Frostbolt for the Archmage. He prefers to use it to make sure that his opponent takes damage for now, I guess. I mean, there's no answer to the Doomsayer right now. If Shtan goes for Shield Block and picks up Execute, he could probably pull it off with a Cruel Task. Picks up a Shield Slam, they'll do it.
This is actually interesting, because once the Alexstrasza comes down, there's no answers to it. So it might even get to connect to phase for 8. You got Alexstrasza, right?
There's a chance that it stays and actually deals damage.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
The fact that it even has a chance of doing it.
No, but there's like, at least the belts are like, even if he doesn't kill it, the belts are still good.
Double Acolyte.
Double arms. Oh my goodness, he's gonna go face up with the Death Spite.
I would have almost preferred to see the Alexstrasza ignored, and you just go double Acolyte.
Wow.
Double Armor Smith. Oh man, this is an insane turn. Oh, the Execute. Hello.
10 armor from those Smiths.
Yeah, Forsen's just casually waiting. So you take away 15 health, I get back 15 health. Welcome to the life of the Control Warrior. Yeah, Forsen doesn't want to bother with this. He's like, you know what, this is pointless. Why did I even start? Alright, so ShtanUdachi gets the matchup that he was hoping for. He still has to go through 2 more of his decks to win against Freeze Mage, which can be very difficult.
Yeah, that was really to be expected. I'm kind of happy that we got through it quickly. It's like one of the few matchups in the game that I don't really like enjoy all that much.
It's too lopsided to enjoy.
Yeah, it's so one-sided. Right. Yeah.
Is there even another matchup that's as one-sided? Now that I think about it, I can't think
it's not as one-sided. This one I like a lot.
No, not this one. Sorry, the Warrior versus Mage. Is there one that's even...
you mean like another like completely different? Let me think. I don't think there's anything quite that bad.
Yeah. This matchup is super interesting though. Like Druid versus Mage is one of the cooler ones out there for sure.
Yeah, that one's pretty sweet. It favors the Druid, but it still can go either way. There's things that like the Druid can mess things up, basically.
Yeah, we're looking at a potential silence on the Doomsayer because he wants to keep that mana crystal forever, and he's gonna get to.
Hybrid Hunter versus Handlock is like really favored for the Hunter. That's another one like really decided match.
Good call. People are passing their turns faster than light here.
Oh yeah, these guys.
Forsen didn't even wait to see his draw, so he didn't want to Frostbolt the 2/3 no matter what happened. Wow, alright. Forsen already knows his game plan, it's pretty straightforward.
So fast from both sides.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really straightforward too. I mean, there's not all that much to think, but still, it's kind of interesting to see how fast they're playing.
Yeah, this is like forbidden APM techniques, you know? Like all this, you can sometimes do funky stuff with APM and Hearthstone.
You need to kill the Loot Hoarder first. Loot Hoarder first?
Yeah, to make sure, let him draw the secret. Although, he would get a second copy. I guess ultimately, like...
Well,
Loot Hoarder is still a better one, though.
No, it's better to kill the Loot Hoarder first.
Yeah, it's always better.
It's the same secret that is already... No, wait. No, it doesn't. Well, it increases the chance of drawing a secret, basically, but yeah.
I think it matters at the end of the game a lot, right? Where you have a chance to deny him the ability to get that second secret. But maybe earlier on it doesn't matter as much. Alright, so he's gonna play the Frostbolt after all, but there's still a lot of potential for a complete blowout by ShtanUdachi here.
Yeah.
He's gonna cycle. I can't fault him for that. How many targets do you really have? You have like Acolyte of Pain.
I'm cycle it. I mean, there's nothing else to do really, so why not?
Yeah, reduce the hell of the Doomsayers to the Boombots. Aren't as bad. Wow, the tempo.
BGH.
Loving it.
Loving it. Pretty aggressive. I mean, sometimes you gotta want to put it down for For the Alex Razars. Oh, okay, Intellect. That's definitely a good card for Forsen.
Yeah, you can find an AoE, right?
Yeah, I mean he can like go searching for like Blizzard or Flamestar. Flamestar would be the better one, obviously. Let's see if he gets it. Nope.
Alright, so he's gonna get the... Do you Nova? I mean, you've already used up one Doomsayer. Is this board enough to Nova? My guess is yes, that's 10 damage.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
If the Big Game Hunter wasn't played, then you maybe don't need it, because then there would have only been 6 damage. But now with also the Big Game Hunter on the board, if there was a Roar, if there was a Savage Roar, that would have been way too much to handle.
Alright, so Powdered Shredder is gonna come down, protecting him against a Flame Strike, let's say, if there is one that's found. Blizzard, of course, would still do what it has to, but it's putting Forsen in a really weird spot. Ooh. Oh man, that's rough.
You really need like a Doomsayer or Flame Strike there. Maybe Blizzard, but the Alex Raza, well, it's nice to have, but it's not the time.
Is it a YOLO Emperor turn, or...?
Wow, that's pretty YOLO.
What's the alternative? Frost Nova, Acolyte?
I suppose. Or Acolyte Nova? I don't know if I like the Nova that much. So it might be the YOLO Emperor, yeah. I don't know. It's not perfect, but if you feel like your chances are really slim, then he could play it and then just hope that the block won't get popped and go turn 8 Alex Strass on his opponent and get some crazy streak of top decks with in form of burn.
Right. I mean, I just don't see what... Because this is the awkward spot that Mage can be put in very often, is if they don't have their secrets already set up, they're going to be scrambling all game to just stabilize. And getting their combo off is just not realistic. This game is actually looking very good for Shtan.
Yeah, it sure is.
The good thing is the Emperor, at least for Forsen, is going to force his opponent to make trades or use spells, so it might take some damage away from his face.
Spell power swipe, it's pretty efficient here.
Yeah.
You can't really play anything else, like you don't want a Wild Rot, the Wild Rot is not worth anything at all at this point, so we just get that one damage, 1 armor.
I would have considered maybe popping the Doomsayer if I'm going to drop Dr. Boom, I don't know. What do you think? Is that ever worth it, just to get the Boombots guaranteed hits to the face?
It's interesting. Oh wow, Forsen does pick up a Fireball, but he has both of his Fireballs in his hand, so...
He could get a Frostbolt and get his opponent down to 2 health, but it's not enough to win.
Yeah.
Acolyte's gonna have to be amazing, basically.
Yeah.
And the Shredder needs to be terrible if he trades it. Yeah, no way he does that.
Yeah, you don't risk the Shredder at this point. Wait. Okay, yeah, he's training like the big game and yep. So, Forsen needs a miracle. I don't even know what it could be. I guess last Ice Block is the only thing that would down. Oh! Hello!
Alright, so that's a useful top deck. The question is, how do you win the game?
You get a Frostbolt and an Iceland. Pretty easy.
He could do it with Frostbolt and Icelands, yeah. Okay, so that's gonna buy him 1 turn.
It's like he could cast both the Frostbolt and the Icelands
if he picked them up, yeah.
Because of the discount on the 1 Fireball. So that would be 19, but he needs to draw a Frostbolt or Icelands from the top and the other one from the...
oh, never mind. ShtanUdachi playing super safe knows that the only way he loses is if Forsen picks up a very specific array of cards. And by doing this, he's getting himself out of every possible kill.
Yeah, with that heal, there's just nothing good. Well,
still not finished. Okay. You gotta go for the Arcane Intellect. You can still pick up some kind of board clear and maybe stabilize. I mean, a Flame Strike ping is not too bad next turn. You could still stall a little bit. He's still in this. Forsen is still in this.
No, I don't know. Like, even if he gets those burn cards.
No, I know. We're hoping. Yeah. We're hoping for the best, but...
Let's try to make it exciting! If Forsen draws exactly like Iceland's Frostbolt and...
Oh, what if he does? What if he actually does? What if he actually draws all that stuff? Yeah, he would still have to deal damage to his opponent's face.
So he can like Blizzard, he can top deck a Frostbolt, then he can Blizzard and Ice Barrier.
I would play Dr. Boom every day here.
Yeah, me too. I'm not sure why he did that.
I guess the argument is if I attack with the heal bot into Dr. Boom and Flame Strike, the Boom bots can't hit for 9 to the face, right? But you've got Force of Nature to finish it off.
Oh baby, is there a comeback in the making?
You seem willing to believe.
No, I'm trying to. I mean, the field is going to deal another 3 damage.
Yeah, there's a potential win for if Forsen takes this game. It's actually amazing. This is one of the biggest comebacks I've ever seen. But I think he's just dead on board.
He's
dead,
dead.
Right?
He's dead. So
yeah,
that comeback is not going to make it. Just Forsen Rich Savage Roar. There's a secret up, but ShtanUdachi knows that there's both of the ice blocks are gone. So the best defensive card there would have been the ice barrier, which is simply not enough.
Yeah, he did get exactly what he wanted to get, but it wasn't enough. And ShtanUdachi now might get a reverse sweep over Forsen. Unfortunately, he has to play his handlock into the mage, which is a bit difficult, to be honest.
We kind of predicted this, like that those 2 decks would beat the freeze mage, but this is the interesting one. This is the one that's going to decide the series too. I think it's cool to see that in game 5. To see this exactly this warlock into mage. It can go either way, and he was playing the demon version. The demon version also plays a Malaganis, so
yes, which is a bit better, right? You're right.
It's a tiny bit better, yes. But he might have like the reason why it might not be better is that it's possible that ShtanUdachi took out a Ragnaros for those demons, and Ragnaros is one of the better cards against freeze mage for sure.
Yeah, actually that's a great point. Ragnaros is to freeze mage basically the same thing as rogue, where they just don't have a good removal, and most.
Right.
I mean, I've seen some weird freeze mage lists, run the occasional polymorph, but usually you'll find that more in echo mage.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to see. I've seen it, but it's like 1 out of 20 or something, very small chance.
Yeah. All right, so ShtanUdachi starting with a tempo Sun Fury. Yeah, I mean, there's very little chance that the mage tries to rush you down. So
yeah, he doesn't want to take the 6 or 8 from that. Mad Science. It kind of makes sense. This is an interesting play. A lot of people wouldn't do it, but I don't think it's bad at all.
I mean, what are you trying to taunt up later, right? Like, taunt up against what? The only thing is, we're looking at ShtanUdachi again, not tapping early. We've talked about this earlier. We saw him play the Warlock deck.
Oh, yeah. The Hunter matchup, he played the same way.
Yeah, he just didn't life tap early on. He preferred to play minions and develop a board state rather than life tap. And I guess it comes down to personal preference.
Yeah, it's interesting. If he had a Mountain Giant in his hand, I think that Sun Fury would have actually been horrible. But with the Twilight Drake, he has a threat that he can play on turn 4, even after playing that Tempo Sun Fury. And Sun Fury also, like, giving taunt to your minions. It's not meaningful at all in this matchup, or not very meaningful anyway.
Yeah, so Forsen picked up the Archmage, which I think has to be the most important card in the matchup. Of course, Frostbolt Ice Lance is amazing, and that's gonna get you the win with Archmage. But getting that first piece already set up is great. No card draw though for Forsen. It's looking a bit weird without draw.
Yeah, it is. Forsen really needs to pick up the card draw. Acolyte's better the best thing, but the Arcane Intellect almost as good.
More AoE. Looks like Forsen's going, like, he's drawing like that one time. I forget which event he was playing in, but he got all AoE against the deck. He just didn't need any.
Yeah, I would imagine that he's gonna start this by drawing from the Acolyte. Oh, or not? Okay, so he's forcing ShtanUdachi to attacking into it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, what about Ironbeak Owl into Coil though?
Life really interesting. It's a really interesting line of play. Because there's only 6 power on the board. So the reason was that he used the Frost Nova wasn't really to
prevent the damage.
Prevent the damage, but it was more to keep the Blood Mage alive.
Also, it sends a message to the opponent that you don't have AoE to stay alive and you're afraid of taking 6. Whereas in fact, it was the exact opposite. He was very happy with letting the opponent overextend on the board.
Right.
Wow, this is a pretty sweet Flame Strike, honestly.
Yeah.
The Boombots missed. That's even better. But they did not.
I thought they did, from the graphics. That sounds interesting. You don't see that very often when there's like Nova for only 6 power, but it kind of worked out. He got the Blizzard for 3, he got the Flame Strike for 5, so that dealt with the Giant, which otherwise maybe would have been a bit tricky to deal with. That's
a really scary Emperor Thorson, though. Yeah. He has to Frostbolt Ice Lance it or Blizzard Ice Lance.
Blizzard Ice Lance, or do you just leave it up? No, it feels so bad to leave it up. But he has the Antonidas, and you really want to keep the throws full license for that, but can you?
So here's the deal. He's got the ice block, so he could theoretically wait a little longer and try to set up an Archmage kill. But because heal bots could come up and just mess up your lethal calculations, even with the Archmage, it might not just not be worth it overall. Yeah.
Molten Giant for 8. Well,
yeah, and it's actually a big threat. Ragnaros would have been better in this case, right?
Yes.
But it's still a pretty substantial threat.
But the Forsen is really high on the life total still. He's at 23. He has another ice barrier and also the heal bot. Alright, goes for the heal bot first. He could have also played the ice barrier and loot hoarder. But it's 3 minutes stronger.
That's a great question. So which one is better? I guess the heal bot allows you to mix its attack with spells to finish off opponent minions.
Yeah,
in some way.
It's like it's a 3-3 instead of the 2-1. He would have gotten the card draw faster with the loot hoarder.
Yeah.
Potentially pick up like a freeze.
That looks like I mean, Forsen is in such a terrible spot at the moment. He's already used up 2 Blizzards, 1 Flame Strike, 1 Frost Nova. This is looking very grim for Forsen.
Yeah, definitely is, but I wouldn't call it over just yet. There's the Shadow Flame is like the way for ShtanUdachi to clear the dooms here right now. But it is good enough for Mal'Ganis.
Yeah, why would you not overextend on this board when you've already seen all the removal in the game? And now Forsen has to use a Fireball ping on this. And then find another 19 to face, possibly more considering, you know, heal bots could come out. This is looking pretty dangerous. I don't see Forsen wiping this board without any more freezes.
He will get 2 draws at it from the loot orders.
Alright, you could go for on the Mal'Ganis, that's a way to do it.
Alright.
Or you could Fireball ping right now and keep your Frostbolts. Which are a little bit cheaper to cast, although they end up, you know, dealing the same amount of damage overall.
Yeah. This is looking so weird now because I was like, well, that Frost Nova on the so lightly, like it looked like it maybe worked out. But now that I look at this, like this is where he needed the Nova, not the 6 power. So maybe it did end up kind of hurting him in the long run.
No, I think you make a great point. Like that Frost Nova seemed a little early, but I wonder if it was just because he was trying to send the message of please overextend. I don't have any answer, but it ended up not working out in the end.
Yeah, this is a rough spot. Ganon is like, I don't know.
All right, play the Doomsayer. At least it's forcing a 7 attack if there's no owl.
You know, the end is not coming. You could just like Shadow Flame the Molten to like after going face with it.
Oh, you just owl it and just go face.
Yeah, I mean, he can do whatever he wants, to be honest.
I think ShtanUdachi is in such a commanding position. The only way he dies is, I mean, I guess if Forsen gets an ice block from the Mad Scientist, you have to pop the Scientist first. You have to absolutely pop the Scientist first.
Both of the barriers are played, right?
Yeah, they've been played. The only thing left is an ice block. If you mess it up... Oh, he's gonna Shadow Flame the Drake. Okay.
Where's the hell firing?
Alright.
Hold on. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's gonna work out either way, right? You Shadow Flame the Watcher and you're gonna be fine.
I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked really weird.
It worked out though, it's pretty much perfect. It's just, there were about 5 ways to do exactly this.
Yeah, like the weird thing was that he's like silenced them.
The Mad Scientist instead of killing it.
Could have just like killed it off and nothing would have come out of it. That was actually gonna waste the silence, right?
Yeah,
he could have done the Shadow Flame before popping the block.
Yeah, it didn't matter. I mean, maybe he
didn't like accomplish anything. Right?
Maybe he just didn't pay attention to which secrets were played. You know, maybe he's on autopilot and he just kind of missed out on it.
I wonder if I'm like missing something. It's just like I didn't understand the whole one bit. But there's another one, so he's not playing it so early. And that second owl top deck will give him the lethal.
And Forsen gets reverse sweeped in his last chance and maybe getting through to the group stage phase 2. Wow, ShtanUdachi, like, he still has a chance to beat the following opponent, which is Orange, who lost his match as well against Dog. That gives him a chance to move forward. Forsen must feel a little salty after that series.
He was up 2-0 and then his chance just melted away with the freeze range.
Yeah, it looked like he was gonna get it as well. I mean, I thought Freeze Mage would at least win against the Warlock, but nothing lined up. The card draw wasn't there, and the pressure just couldn't come out.
He was like missing some of the card draw, and I don't know, like that Frostnova. I don't know, but I don't think he would have won even if he kept it. To be honest, like ShtanUdachi had all the answers.
Yeah,
I just think overall it was pretty good draw from ShtanUdachi, and that Tempo Sun Fury. I think it kind of paid off. He didn't need a tap at that point, and he had the Drake. He had like a good follow-ups to that. So even though that was like really strange, to be honest, I think it kind of worked out.
Yeah, maybe that's how you play the matchup. He's definitely won the game, so at least it's working out. We'll have to see him fight off against Orange. The lineups are very diverse. This is the most diverse lineups we've had today. ShtanUdachi is going to be playing Druid, Warlock, Warrior, and Orange has Hunter, Mage, Warrior. So they're only sharing the Warrior class, which is the most similar it's been. As well, I'd like to let you know that we'll know about the group stage, the final group stage 2 in the phase 2. We'll know about all the players that are going to be there tomorrow. We're going to be announcing everything, or on Thursday. So if you want to check it out, it's going to be on the social media of StarLadder. You can check it out under the stream. You'll have all the information there. That being said, we'll be taking a 10 minutes break, and we'll be right back for the last match of the day, for the losers match. Don't go anywhere.